Thank you very much for letting us share with you the experience of this program, which is called En Sus Zapatos, un Espacio de Empatía Activa, and this presentation, which is called The Theater of Conscience as an Instrument for Positive Coexistence and Emotional Education in the School. My name is Marcelo Segales. I am co-author. I belong to Fundación Tomillo, and Dettoni, which is the creator of the Asociación Teatro de Conciencia, which is the one that has created this program. First of all, let's say that En Sus Zapatos, un Espacio de Empatía Activa, which would be in English, In Your Shoes, an active empathy space, is an emotional literacy and awareness theater program for coexistence and aimed at the entire school community, which seeks to prevent violence and bullying coexistence through training emotional education aimed at students from 4th degree in primary to 1st secondary level, their teachers, families, and also non-teaching staff for developing soft skills through games and theater. As I mentioned before, it has been created by Dettoni, by the Asociación Teatro de Conciencia, and Teatro de Conciencia is the name of the methodology of the approach it uses to personify the emotions, making the invisible visible, showing the concepts of emotional intelligence and emotional literacy. The program has 3 theoretical axes that support it. First of all, emotional identification, recognition, and management. Secondly, active empathy. And thirdly, positive conflict resolutions. As we mentioned, it works with children, students, families, and accredited facilitators. The learning format proposed by En Sus Zapatos is a peer-to-peer and cascading learning model, which means that the association teaches facilitators and it accredits facilitators, then they teach teachers, and the teachers work with children. The program exists since the academic year 2016-2017, and it has reached more than 7,000 people in 57 schools. The results of the program that we are going to share with you belong to the 2019-2020 school year, which was carried out in 23 centers of the Madrid community. These are some scenes, some pictures of the program, of the implementation of the program, the masks the children use to perform the scenes, and they are the children and all the routines that they have to do to implement the program. Why theater of conscience? Well, theater allows children, and theater of conscience specifically allows children and adults to do a complex learning of emotional education through the creation of plays, of course, in which emotions are personified, as we've seen before. Of course, like any other theatrical methodology, it allows doing theater to put oneself in the shoes of another person and interpreting different characters other than oneself. Also through the methodology, well, some plays are created, and in this specific context, we do 2 different endings, one positive and one negative, so children and teachers and families can see that different ways of dealing with conflict exists. And finally, the theatrical dynamics facilitate the creation of a space of trust, of empathy, and acceptance. These are some posters that are widespread in the schools that works with the program. As we mentioned, the evaluation process where these results will come has been led by MINS, which is entrepreneurship linked to social impact measurement from the Carlos III University, and also with the collaboration of the National Institute for Educational Evaluation, which belong to the ministry, the Spanish Ministry of Education, but also with the collaboration of the University of Utrecht in Netherlands and also Tomillo Foundation. The evaluation process included in the ordinary education, which was one of the dimensions of the results. It included 3 surveys and also interviews with teachers, facilitators, and education center directors. In the case of special educations, 8 interviews were implemented. The results are going to be articulated around two different, let's say, environments. One is ordinary education, and the other one is the special education. Ordinary education, the program has been implemented in 23 education centers, and in special education, it was implemented in one education center. In terms of ordinary education, the program has these results. First of all the agents, which means that teachers and students and families have improved their abilities to identify and recognize their emotions. Secondly, they have made significant progress in managing their emotions, especially in showing less anger, in less yelling, and in the context of dealing with conflicts and problems. They reach more physical calm more easily thanks to the technique learned in the context of the theater process. In third place, the program has been very positive to transmit active empathy to the stakeholders. They put themselves in the place of others more easily, and they are more prone to understand that behind a minor's bad behavior, there's a problem that explains it. As a result of these achievements, coexistence, positive coexistence has become more positive, both in classroom and at home. The program have improved the bond between adults and children with whom they have experienced a change in their look. The children or teachers, they don't look in the same way to children as before the program. And finally, the program has facilitated also more relaxation, more participation in the classroom, creating a safer and a kinder space in which violent communication and shouting are significantly minimized. In terms of special education, because the program, as we mentioned, it has been implemented in one special education center, the program has been very positive to teach students how to recognize, how to know what they feel, mainly through the materials and through the methodology based on theater. Secondly, the program created a specific space and time for students and also for teachers to learn how to manage their emotions and to achieve physical calm, which is very, very challenging for special education students. Thirdly, the fact of sharing this intimate time and space meant also that they have incorporated students in the routine of listening empathically to their classmate. They don't interrupt, they respect what one has to say, and this has been achieved through the program and through the theater of conscience. And by the way, these learnings have been very relevant for students during the confinement as a consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic. Last thing is, what have been the specific contribution of theaters to this result? First of all, we have to say that Theater of Conscience constitutes the backbone of the programs, the most important feature of the program. All the agents declared that the theater has been an innovative and very effective way to achieve positive change results in them, both in emotional literacy and in positive coexistence. Moreover, theater allowed them to experience and see situations that would otherwise be difficult, and that their playful learning took place in a relaxed context that allowed participants to express themselves freely. And finally, in addition of this fulfillment of of this important function of transmission and learning, the theater experience and the theater itself has been highly valued by the majority of participants, especially for students. So the main conclusions are, first of all, the program achieves the objective of a better coexistence in the school environment through the improvement in emotional literacy through the theater of conscience. And the second one is that all the agents highlighted the transformative capacity of the theater to achieve these results. All these conclusions and all the products derived from the evaluation process can be consulted at the address that you can see below. Thank you very much.